Each version of SharePoint, it's gotten easier and easier to save documents, and it's always been very easy to open them. And there are some really nice features for opening documents here in SharePoint Online. What's always been true is in every version of SharePoint, it's easier to save a file to a library after you've opened a file from the library because it establishes a connection from your application in Office back to your library. So let's begin by opening a document right here in our library. It's a Microsoft Word document. You can choose any document you'd like in Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, but I like Word myself, and I'm going to go ahead and click once to open it. And in SharePoint Online, it's going to open by default in the Microsoft Word web app. So really quickly it was open because it didn't launch Word. I'm still in my browser, and I'm running a web app that has a lot of the functionality of Word for basic editing and so on. So if I choose, I can say I'd like to edit this document. Now, this particular document has some features in it that won't allow me to edit it online. So if I click Edit Document, you'll notice I don't have a choice to edit this in the Word web app. I'm going to edit this using the full functionality of Microsoft Word. That's the choice that I have available to me. In a few minutes, we'll come back and take a look at the features that are available in the Microsoft Word web app. But let's go ahead and open this document all the way down to Word. There's a dialog that actually opened behind the Word splash screen that allowed you to say, oh, I got here okay, because if you don't, if for some reason Microsoft Word hangs there on the splash screen, you can just slide that splash screen over to the side and say, no, it didn't work out so well. Because there's a lot going on when you're asking Microsoft Internet Explorer to fire up an application on your desktop and then pull down a document. So you have to make sure your trust settings and those kinds of things are all correct. Things your IT folks will take care of for you when they set up SharePoint. So here I am, able to do whatever I need to do with this document. But the cool thing is that if I go over here to File and I say that I want to open a document, you'll notice that this document was opened right here. No Obstacles Incorporated Team Site, Shared Docs. So I can easily get there now. If I go to File and I choose Save As, for example, notice No Obstacles Incorporated, Shared Docs folder is my current folder, and it will stay here under Recent Folders. But if I want it to stay forever, the best thing to do is to pin it right here. This is a great feature that came to us in the prior version of Office, and I can pin any type of folder that I wish here on my list. If I'm on my computer and looking at folders, I can pin those as well, and it ensures that they don't leave. So if I go to No Obstacles and I say, well, I want to go take a look at that, I can double-click this. It will open the site and show me the folder, show me the document. So by pinning this folder to the Recent Folders list, I'm actually creating a more permanent relationship between Microsoft Word and this library in SharePoint. I'm going to go ahead and close Microsoft Word. This is the splash screen that was open, so I can say close the Word web app, and I'll be back in my Shared Documents library here. So let's open another document, one that does not have features that would prohibit me being able to edit it in the Word web app. I'm going to go ahead and click, and there are no form fields, which was the issue in the other document. Here we are, a basic document, lots of text, even some pictures. That looks great. Oh, that was Gerald going by there. There we go. So if I want to edit this document, I have a choice to edit it in Word or to edit it in the Word web app, right here in my browser. So it was already open. Now what's opening is the editor version of the Word web app so that I can do some editing here in this document online. It'll take a minute to load, but it'll take less time than if I had gone to Word on my desktop and then downloaded the document. You'll notice that I don't have as many tabs on my ribbon and even as many tools on my tabs. So here I am on the Home tab. This is where I have some basic things like spelling and the ability to format. Insert, notice that I can insert tables, pictures, clip art, and links. These are the kinds of things we're used to seeing on web pages, but I can't insert charts or smart art or other more complex object types. I can lay out my pages, but I don't have that full portfolio of styles like I would have in Word. And I have some basic things I can change about my view. 2 of them, editing view, reading view. That's it. From here, if I want to open this document in Word, I can click Open in Word. Internet Explorer will fire up Microsoft Word. and instruct Word to request a document. This is complex stuff. So if I do this and it creates a problem and it doesn't open, that's why this other dialog box is right here. So I can say, oh, this didn't work so well. I'll give it a couple minutes because it really does take a little bit more time. But if I say, no, I don't think that's happening, I'm going to continue editing in Word and it will refire the Word web app for me again. That works just fine. As you work with documents, you'll get used to how quickly they open normally. So you'll notice when too long has occurred and be able to say, no, let me come back to the web app and then find out from my IS department what's going on. Usually it's some setting that's changed or an add-in that needs to be fired up a little bit. But this isn't a bad place to do a lot of my editing, and it's a great place to be able to quickly get to a document and look at it. Now, if I'm just in Microsoft Word and I want to upload a document, that gets to be pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead and open a document that I already have in the exercise folder, so you have it as well. You'll find it in the exercise files in Chapter 3, and it's just a document of random text, lorem ipsum. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to save this in SharePoint. So it wouldn't matter if this was a brand new document or a document that I had opened from someplace else like we just did. I can go to File, I can choose Save As, and notice that No Obstacles Inc. is here because I opened a document from there previously. And I can say No Obstacles Inc. I can go to the team site and choose a particular library, or I can say I want to store it in this same shared docs library. Double-click to open it, go ahead and click Save, save my document to SharePoint. Is that cool or what? So now, at this point, every time I save the document, I'm really just refreshing the version in SharePoint. And one way I know that instantly is simply by glancing up here at my Quick Access toolbar, and I can see that the save has that synchronization or recycling icon on it because this document actually is living now in Microsoft SharePoint. So this is how easy it is when you're working in Microsoft Office. If you're working in an application that doesn't actually save recent places or recent locations, what you may have to do when you're presented with a Save As dialog box is you may need to copy the URL, and you'll copy it all the way up to the point where it says Forms and / all items ASPX. You won't include that last part, and you'll just copy this. And then, for example, if we were in Excel and we were going to do File, Save or Save As, and we were browsing for somewhere, we didn't even actually have a SharePoint site, all you do is you would paste that URL into the file name, press Enter, and the Save As dialog box will actually find that site. If I'm not already logged in and I have to present credentials for some reason, if you're normally prompted for a username and password, you'd be entering it at this point. But normally you don't have to do that, and here I am ready to save my book here in my SharePoint library. So there it is. When you're using Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, all of the other applications in the Office suite, the easiest thing to do is to open a file from a library so that you are retaining that on your recent places list. Pin the library if you intend to return here frequently, and then when you're ready to save, simply choose the library. If you don't have the ability to open a document from this library, for example, if we didn't have a PowerPoint presentation and we wanted to save in PowerPoint, then simply copy the URL, paste it in the file name, in any Save or Save As dialog box, press Enter, and you will end up back here pointed at this library once again. Whether you're opening or saving documents, it's very easy in SharePoint Online.